Hate is like drinking poison and hoping the other guy dies. That is a quote I saw a long time that's worth thinking about, and I wanted to talk about that. One of the things that an awful lot of people do, and I think we've all been guilty of this, is that we feel wronged in some way, someone hasn't treated us right, and we keep thinking about that over and over and over. How could this person have done that? Can't believe what happened to me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was pretty fortunate in that my mother was from Britain, and she said, stiff upper lip, son. So, quit your complaining and just get on with it. But that doesn't mean that I always did that. And I'm sure the same is true for you as well. So there's a few things you can do. One is, if somebody wrongs you, you can take whatever action you want to take that you think is appropriate. But if you keep carrying that with you and keep thinking about it over and over again, it ends up hurting you more than it does them, and it steals time from other ones. And there's a parable, if you will, about two monks and a woman. And it goes like this. A senior and novice monk were traveling through the countryside when they came across a river. The river was swollen, making it very difficult to pass. Standing at the edge of the river was a lovely young woman in elegant clothes, unsure of how to get across. She asked the monks for help. The monks had taken a vow of celibacy that prevented them from making eye contact with the women, much less touching them. But after barely a pause, the senior monk picked up the woman and carried her across. The novice monk was shocked and speechless. His elder had broken his vows. As the monks continued their journey, hours passed and no one spoke until the younger monk could no longer contain himself. How could you carry that woman across the river when we weren't even supposed to look at women? He blurted out in frustration. The senior monk replied, I set that woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? Boy, it's a great example of that. So work hard. Sometimes it is hard when you think somebody has done something that you didn't deserve to you, but put it aside. And again, it goes back to kind of the Napoleon Hill weeds in a garden. You will have negative thoughts that cross, and you'll get better and better at recognizing, why am I thinking about that? And direct your thoughts to something more positive. The other thing that can probably help you is when you get into those periods where you're thinking about how somebody wronged you or circumstances, whatever it is, take a few minutes to think about gratitude. What am I grateful for? Again, there's a parable of a tribe of people, I guess it was, that assembled, and they were going to talk about their problems. So they wrote the problems down. They put them in the middle of a circle. Everybody put theirs down. They listened to the people telling what it was, and then they were asked to go pick out a problem that they wanted from somebody else, and everybody picked out their own problem. There's always people who have it tougher than we have it, and think about what you're grateful for, your health, your ability to do this business acquisition. You know how to do it. You have people around you that are, I hope, supporting you, whether that's me or your board or whoever it is. So there's a lot you can be grateful for, certainly. But remember the two monks and a woman. I set that woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? And you'll begin to think about the people that have wronged you and say, why am I thinking about that again? Come on, get on with it. Think about something else. So I would encourage you to remember that. I would encourage you also to remember the quote of this podcast. Hate is like drinking poison and hoping the other guy dies. Kind of a foolish thing to do. Okay, have a good week and continue to look at what you're doing. Are you working on the highest priorities? If you don't understand the steps, go over to brucewhipple.com. The Acquisition Advantage Bootcamp's the best training I've done. And if you want the conversation starters, certainly just go through those over on the website, sign up to get those. If you want to go there directly, just brucewhipple.com/free course. Okay, have a good week.